Hello, my name is Kat and welcome back to Book to Beginnings. Let's talk about all the books that I've read since, well, my last wrap up, which is a little bit ago. So we have a few, not a lot, we have a few to get through. So let's go through that. I read A Little Life. Let me go grab it. I read this with a bunch of people and I slacked off and did not finish it with everyone, but I finished it on my own. This might be the result of my huge reading slump. This is also one of the few books that I don't want to rate. I haven't rated this book. I will say that I did really like it, but it's kind of hard for me to say that I like it because there was so much sadness and so much there's so much going on in this book. If you don't know, this is about the four friends that live in New York. We mainly follow this guy named Jude. We follow his life and we follow his friends' lives. This book was heartbreaking. Like, extremely heartbreaking. It's hard for me to talk about, okay? Like, it's a good book. It's well written. The plot, the storyline, like, you feel for these characters. They're written so well. But so much happens. And obviously there's trigger warnings, so please look up the trigger warnings before you go into this. If you do choose to read it, yes, this is one of the few books I just won't rate. I refuse to rate it. I don't even know where to begin on how to rate this. So if you've seen it on Goodreads and didn't see a rating, that's why. There probably won't be one. I don't know how to rate this, so. Then after that, I read A Princess Saves Herself in this one, which I'll pop right here. That was my filler. Like, I should probably read something after that because I was really sad and depressed and I needed to get out of a funk because, wow, that book was heavy. I can't remember anything that happened in A Princess Saves Herself in this one. I just know there was a bunch of poems. They were okay. I rated that a 3-star. Maybe a 2, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. But yeah, the next book that I read after that was pushing myself out of the funk and took me 2 months to read this short book. 2 months. Lucky. This is basically about this girl and her boyfriend successfully complete heist. They're on the run. And randomly, she can't find her boyfriend anywhere. And he disappears on her. Her dad's in jail. So she's on the run by herself and she so happens to win the lottery. If she tries to claim the lottery, she obviously might potentially go to jail because, you know, she done a heist. She's on the run. That was it. But this book took me like 2 months. This was good. It's not its fault. It's A Little Life's fault. Not this. It was that one, not this one. But it was decent for what it was. I liked it. There was a lot of like scheming and getting away with things. It was okay. It was a fun time. I think I rated this a 4-star, if I remember correctly. The book that I read next is Rivals, which I didn't know that they made this. So that's fun. Rivals is the 3rd book in the American Royals series, which I don't know if it's what it's called, but the first book is called American Royals. And I adore all the characters in this book. And I had such a pleasant time that I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. I did have to read like a mini refresher on the second one because it's been a while. Because I think I read the second one as soon as it came out. I'll tell you what American Royals is about. American Royals is if George Washington wasn't the president, he was king. And then we follow the royal family lots of generations later in like today's world. It's a good time. It's pretty fun. I really like it. The next book I read was Twilight, and if you want to hear all my thoughts about it, it will be in the description of this video because I have a whole vlog. So let's move on. The next book I read was So Much for Love. It was a graphic memoir, which was really good. I really liked it. I gave it 5 stars. It's basically like how to survive a toxic relationship and like how to get out. And I've never read a graphic memoir, so that was my first time experiencing it, and I really liked it. I think it did what it was intended to do, and it was really good. And it was cool because, I mean, not cool because like I was in a toxic relationship, so I could unfortunately relate. It was good to know that I'm not alone and I'm not crazy, and it's just that reminder, you know? The next thing I read was My Dark Vanessa. I promise I have all of these books. Where are they? Scattered. I don't know. They're everywhere. This is about a student-teacher relationship, and I gave it 3.75. It was good. It wasn't great, but I had a fun time, and that's all that matters. It just feels weird. So, yeah. It was well written, and it was a great storyline, but it just felt weird. You know, it just felt weird. That's all. Okay, is this editing cat here? We have to talk. Okay. I don't know why I keep on getting What Lies Between Us and When No One Is Watching mixed up in my head. Cannot tell you why. But I read When No One Is Watching and proceeded to talk about What Lies Between Us. So here is When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole, and here's what I think about it. I think it was a way to read what's happening in that book. I'm living it, and I swear if things go south, I'm not ready for it. After I read it, I was paranoid, okay, because I have new neighbors that just moved in with these new houses. And it was a little too close, like way too, literally too close to home. So, needless to say, I really enjoyed the book. But it was too close to home. Literally. Okay, bye. Now, the next book I read after that was what everyone was reading at the time. I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. And I listened to this fully on audio, and then I bought the book afterwards. This one's really good. I don't read memoirs much, but like, obviously everyone knows who Jeanette McCurdy is. I feel like everyone's heard about this book already. It was genuinely very good. And I, like the front says, an important cultural document. And I could not agree more. I feel like if you've ever watched iCarly, was ever a fan of Sam, please read this. Please know what was really going on behind the scenes. The last book that I read was Wilder Girls by Rory Powers. Wilder Girls is about these girls. They go to a boarding school on an island, and this talks happens, and they get trapped, and they start having these like weirdest formalities, and yeah, it kind of goes from there. This book was a 3-star. Because it had me in the beginning, okay? I was a fan. I was like, oh, it's like a 4. It didn't feel like a 5, but it felt like a 4. Until the ending. Because what was the ending? Now, I went on Goodreads and I was like, oh, is this a series? Let me go real quick and check. No. That's it. That's the end. So, if you want to be disappointed in life, go ahead and read Wilder Girls. But if you don't, I stay clear. So here are the books that I plan on reading for November. I have no idea what I'm reading this month. We're gonna plan my November TBR. I just want to say that I'm putting my Wheel of TBR game on hold until January. Right now, I don't think I'm in a space where I can be forced to read something. I have to, like right now, I feel like I just have to read what I want to read and what I'm in the mood for. That's what's happening. I have some for sure's that I know that I definitely want to get to. One is The Weight of Blood, which I started on Halloween but didn't finish, so I want to finish that this month. Another book that I really want to read is The Alice 6. I read the back of this and like really like think I will like it. Is this a fantasy? I don't know what this categorized as, but I want to get to this at some point. I also I'm behind on the Twilight readathon, but I do want to read New Moon. So I am going to attempt to read New Moon. Oh, I also want to read the sequel to Every Heart a Doorway, which is Down Among the Sticks and Bones. I think this would be fun. And it's very short and doable. And I also want to tackle some books on my list for the 22 books I want to read in 2022. I think I want to start with The Kiss of Deception. So I think that's my list. So let me talk to you about some of these books, because I just kind of grabbed and was trying to figure out what is happening. From my understanding, Down Among the Sticks and Bones. These are like short, these are very short books. This is part of a series, but basically each book follows a child. I'm sorry, I haven't filmed anything in a while, so forgive me. Each book follows a different child. They find a store, and it has their perfect getaway, like their perfect world, what they would imagine being the perfect world is. So obviously it's different for every person. And you follow, well, each story is like kind of different. So you follow like some who've lost their door, some who leave their door and can't like go back. And so like they get sent to this boarding school that helps them cope with losing their perfect world, basically. The next book I have here is obviously The Kiss of Deception. I know very little about, I kind of want to keep it that way. So I'll read you a little bit of the back. She steals ancient documents from the Chancellor's secret collection. She is pursued by bounty hunters sent by her own father. She is Princess Leah, 17, first daughter of the House of Morgan. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, list 6. Yeah. So this one's cool. This is like about like magicians and stuff. Magicians are selected to earn a place in the Alexandrium Society, the foremost secret society in the world. The chosen one will secure a life of power and prestige beyond their wildest dreams, but at what cost? Each of the 6 newest recruits has their reasons for accepting the society's exclusive invitation, even if it means growing closer than they could have imagined to their most dangerous enemies, or risking unforgivable betrayal from their most trusted allies. They will fight tooth and nail for the right to join the ranks of the Alexandrians, even if it means they won't all survive this year. Secrets, betrayal, seduction, power. So this sounds cool. That's all. It sounds cool. New moon, obviously, but I think that's a good like starting point. I don't want to push myself into reading a whole bunch. I am in a weird mood where like I want to read and then I do and then I don't, and then I don't pick anything up for 2 weeks, and then I pick something up maybe for a day, and then I don't finish it till 2 weeks later because I haven't read anything. And yeah, that's where I am. Bear with me. I think for like any guilty pleasure read that maybe I need help and I'm kind of feeling funky, I will pick up the second book to the selection series, which is The Elite. I got that as a birthday present, the whole box set. So thank you to my cousin who got that for me. I really appreciate you. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's everything. I know this is short. I'm sorry. So that is everything. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video and like me as a person, definitely hit that subscribe button. And yeah, all my socials are down below if you want to be friends. DM me. Let's talk. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.